Weir, roadtoruin.com. Can't let this dog lie too long. When you fight the cabal, the banking cabal, the market riggers in silver for 20 years, and then you come to the end game and you listen to people and say, oh my God, I cannot believe this is happening. Stuff like that. And of course, JP Morgan is denying it, and we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I'm going to be all over this for as long as it takes to get it out of my system, because this has been a long, hard, uphill battle for us long-suffering gold and silver investors. We knew about it back in the late 90s, and we've been fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. Is it worth the fight? Absolutely. We will continue to fight until justice is done. Justice is done. And I think back to the December, what do they call it? Executive order that says criminals can lose all their assets. Trump said that. I can't think of a better situation than the criminals at JP Morgan losing all the silver and gold physical silver and gold that they warehoused while they were suppressing the market. And what should happen to that? It shouldn't go into the coffers of the SEC or the CFTC or the Justice Department or anything. It should be distributed, recast, because you don't know if it's real, what they are holding, recast, made into coins, freedom coins, and handed out to the people for use as money. How about, let's see, if JP Morgan has over 1 billion ounces, that's about 3 ounces each. How about 30 freedom dimes, silver freedom dimes, for every citizen in the United States to move forward with? Good idea, Big Weir? I think that's a good idea. Anyway, more information on JP Morgan. Harsh language in the indictment. Conference call with traders.
The significance of this is that it's not an isolated case. The whole point is that there might have been a broader manipulation across many years.
Right, exactly. So what the U.S. government is claiming, and they were talking about this morning on a call with reporters, is that this has been going on for about 8 years, in which these traders, they specifically... we're clearly kind of talking about JP Morgan here. I mean, the names that we have in the story do refer to these JP Morgan executives. They had been spoofing the market for the better part of 8 years, and silver, gold, platinum, palladium, I mean, all of the precious metals. This is a pretty big deal. I mean, there's always talk, and listen, I've been covering gold for almost 8 years now, and there's always talk of people saying, oh, there's some sort of manipulation going on in the market. You probably hear that in every market.
There hasn't been talk. There's been mountains and mountains of evidence to the fact that these people were rigging the markets from gold. And just go through the GATA documents, go through Bill Murphy's documents, go to roadtoruin.com. Mountains of evidence.
But now that this actually comes up, it really kind of makes you think twice. Like, wow, I mean, this is interesting. I mean, they're claiming racketeering charges. These are high claims.
Yeah.
Racketeering charges means all of senior management at JP Morgan is responsible and should be. They all knew about it. The board of directors absolutely have known about it. Who do you think was Bernie Madoff's only banker? These people are absolute criminals, and they should all go to jail.
And I guess, Joe, what really jumped out at me, we think back to the LIBOR scandal, which was, global in nature, massive in scale.
Yeah.
Big firms pay kind of what feel like fines, speeding tickets for this stuff, and then they carry on. Are we taking it, all of us collectively, are we outraged enough when we hear it? Are we, market participants paying enough attention? Or do we just kind of go, well, this happens, and we move on?
No, it's an interesting question, and one that I've been bringing up to various people in the market and asking them, like, where does this register for you, right? And kind of a common reaction is like, well, we've kind of known about people spoofing in the market, right? So, the idea that spoofing has just always been around, and people just have to deal with it if they're traders in the market. But in terms...
Just a comment here, it is not just spoofing. There's 100 other ways they were rigging the market.
In terms of like, do we not think hard, do we not give enough credence to this, or do we not worry about it enough? I don't know about that, but it certainly seems like the U.S. government is taking this quite seriously to bring up these charges. I mean, the way they have, and to really go after these JP Morgan traders. I mean, we're talking big names, the head of the precious metals market, precious metals trading desk. I mean, I don't know in the long run what it means, but they do seem to be passing some sort of message.
All right. It's getting bigger and it's getting bigger and it'll only get bigger. DOJ accuses JP Morgan Precious Metals trading desk, the entire desk, of being a criminal enterprise. That's RICO charges, baby. Blythe Masters, Jamie Dimon, Perp Walk. And probably shut down JP Morgan altogether, the world's largest bank. I don't think it's going to be around much longer anyway, truthfully. But they got to get their hands on the physical assets to reallocate to the people. That's what I think. That's what I think it should be done. We're going to need money. And here's just the class. I mean, what else can they say? JP Morgan comes out and says, JP Morgan blames Bear Stearns for criminal enterprise at precious metals trading desk. Now that prosecutors have blamed what they have described as a criminal organization operating inside JP Morgan, it appears the largest bank by U.S. assets is resorting to an old strategy for sloughing off accusations of corporate fraud, blaming it all on the acquisition. According to Bloomberg, 2 traders who joined JP Morgan's precious metals trading desk after the takeover of Bear Stearns helped introduce illegal manipulation strategy known as spoofing to their peers on the desk, including the bank's own former head of the bank's precious metals trading desk, Michael Nowak, who was one of 3 employees charged with participating in organized fraud yesterday, though prosecutors allege that some of the desk's employees were already engaged in deceptive practices. JP Morgan, give me a break. Let's just say you're right. Maybe a couple traders came over from Bear Stearns and they taught everybody how to deal in the darker side of precious metals by rigging the markets. You let it go on for 8 years. 8 years, Blythe Masters. That is your charge. And you're lying, by the way. You knew all about it and you know it. That's why you had that little smirk when you're, oh, it's not true that we don't rig precious metal markets. It's not part of our business plan, and we don't do it. Bullshit, you liar. All right, we get back to the beginning of this year when she was suddenly taken out of her position at Digital Assets, which was going to take over the DTCC. This is all working together on the road to Ruta. It fits like a perfect puzzle. And you can go through some of the conversations back and forth. I mean, it's just flat out rigging the markets. I want to see the Jamie Dimon Blythe Masters. Now, wait a minute. Also, 3 investigations of silver while this is going on by the CFTC. The CFTC should go down with them as well. Look up Michael Dunn. Commissioner Michael Dunn left the CFTC, goes right to the DTCC to be in charge of the vault at 55 Water Street right before they transfer all the swap contracts from silver and gold over to that vault at 55 Water Street. Hurricane Sandy hits. They hover it right over 55 Water Street. Michael Dunn leaves the door open, floods the place for a month. They pump the water out, and then they set it on fire. It all fits on the road to Ruta. And you don't think Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan should be charged with RICO charges? This is a long history of fraud and manipulation and criminality and murder even. Absolutely. But let's just talk RICO. Here's a headline. JP Morgan and HSBC face RICO charges in silver futures class action lawsuit. Wait a minute. I haven't heard about the class action lawsuit this time. November of 2010. This is the same time. The same time. They need to resurrect this lawsuit. These are criminal organizations hooked in with the regulators, with the congressman, with the Fed, with the Treasury. This is not an accident. JP Morgan even argued a case in front of the court saying that they were an arm of the U.S. government. So, does JP Morgan care about RICO charges? Hell no. Here's another RICO lawsuit. JP Morgan says RICO suit undermines the first power. This isn't even gold and silver. A proposed class of California consumers accusing JP Morgan Chase subsidiary of rigging electricity prices, trying to improperly piggy bank off the bank's $410 million settlement with FERC. The bank argued Monday. The suit claims ratepayers are forced to pay artificially high prices. JP Morgan has screwed so many people, and they just get off Hey, here's a little fine. Here's a little fine. Here's a little fine. Why? Because they're a too big to fail bank. They're systemic, meaning if they go, everything goes. And they said plaintiffs cannot use RICO to dodge FERC's exclusive statutory authority to police the very violations of the Federal Power Act, which the plaintiffs complain. JP Morgan needs to go down. They are a criminal enterprise. You want more on silver manipulation? Go to roadtoroto.com. Put in the search function here, silver manipulation. And let's see how many we got. We have 1,120 articles on the Road to Ruta about silver manipulation. You think I've been working on this for a little while? There's the number. 1,120 articles, reports, videos on silver manipulation. And look at that, the top one right here. The silver manipulation quiz. Take the quiz, baby. Take the quiz. There's 20 questions. They're awesome. Just go to Road to Ruta. You want to know? I gave all this stuff to the CFTC. I gave it to the SEC. I gave it to the FBI. I sent copies to them for 20 years. 20 years later, they're finally getting around and say, yeah, I think JP Morgan was really in the silver market. And it's not just JP Morgan. Not at all. Look at our friends over at Deutsche Bank. Who do you think they were partnering up with? Look at Scotia Makata. Look at the other monster derivative book. Besides JP Morgan has 17 billion in silver derivatives. Citibank has like 12 billion in silver derivatives. It is insane what these people get away with. So if Jamie Dimon and crowd think they're going to get out of this one by claiming, oh, it was the Bear Stearns takeover, get real. It is time to put the bankers in jail. Damn the torpedoes. Damn the debt markets. Damn the credit markets. Damn all markets. The system is a fraud from top to bottom. And to get rid of it, just pop that little derivative button. Boom. Everything gone. It's BigSquareRoadRuler.com. Talk to you later.